So this is the Greenworks AiMowbot C20, and on paper, it sounds like everything you want in a robotic mower. Wire-free setup, smart navigation, and full control through your phone. But we all know these things only matter when they work together properly. So instead of just reading specs, we spend time using it the way you would, running it through different parts of the lawn, dealing with obstacles, and just letting it do its job. So let's see where it feels solid and where it still needs a bit of help. So right out of the box, the C20 gives a pretty organized first impression. Everything is packed in a way that makes sense. You get the mower itself, the charging dock, the RTK antenna, cables, spare blades, and the quick guide. And beyond the basics, you also get a proper installation kit. That includes the antenna mount, wire pegs, clips, low voltage cables, power adapters, and even multiple QR docking markers. So it feels complete, not like you need to buy extras just to get started. And what we noticed here is nothing feels like an afterthought. The antenna kit is proper, and its dock has some weight to it. Even the spare blades and mounting hardware feel like something you will actually use later, not just something included for the checklist. Now when you lift the mower out, it does not feel overly heavy, but it also does not feel toy-like. There is a balance here. You can tell it is designed to sit outside, deal with weather, and keep working without constant attention. Now let's talk about the mower itself, because this is where you start forming your first real opinion. The body has a low, compact profile which helps it move under obstacles like bushes or low tree branches. And on the front, you have that wide-angle camera. It is rated at 148 degrees, which sounds like a spec. But in real use, it means the mower sees more of what is ahead before it commits to a path. There is also a physical bumper, and that matters. Because no matter how smart the software is, real-world lawns are messy. So having that physical feedback layer adds a bit of confidence. On top, you get a full-color display. And honestly, this is one of those small touches that makes a difference. You can walk up to it and check status, speed, or errors without pulling out your phone. Now the wheels are worth talking about. The front wheels are oversized and they are not just for looks. When you run this on uneven ground, you notice it keeps traction better than smaller robotic mowers. It does not dig into the grass as much, which helps keep your lawn clean instead of torn up. Flip it over and you see the cutting system. It uses a mulching style with a cutting width of about 8 inches, so it is not trying to cut everything in one pass. Instead, it works in cycles, trimming small amounts consistently. Now this is where things usually go wrong with robotic mowers. Setup can either feel smooth or it can turn into a full afternoon project. With the C20, the process is guided through the AiMowbot Smart app. You install it, scan the QR, and follow the onboarding steps. The main interface gives you quick access to mowing, recharge, settings, and device info, so it feels structured from the start. You place the dock on flat ground, and here placement matters. You need proper clearance in front and on the sides, and it should sit within range of power and network. Then comes the RTK antenna. It needs a clear sky view, and you can power it either through the dock or separately. So there is flexibility, but you still need to take your time with positioning. Once that is done, you move into virtual mapping and multi-zone management. And this is a key part. You walk the mower around your lawn to define boundaries, create multiple zones, and set no-go areas. So if your lawn has different sections or conditions, you can manage them individually instead of treating everything the same. And this is where the wire-free system starts to make sense. No digging, no laying cables, and if you want to adjust your layout later, you just update it in the app. Now this is the core of the whole system. Greenworks calls it Wire-Free RTKVision 2.0. It combines satellite positioning with onboard vision. And this system works together with that virtual mapping and multi-zone setup. So once your zones are defined, it follows those paths quite precisely instead of randomly covering the lawn. On paper, it claims around 1-inch accuracy. In real use, we would say it gets close but not perfect every single time. On open lawn, it tracks clean lines. You can actually see the pattern forming and it feels controlled. Under tree cover, it slows down slightly, adjusts its path, and continues instead of losing direction. Now, narrow pathways are always tricky. Between fences or garden beds, it still manages to stay within its defined path, but you will notice it becomes more cautious. It is not as aggressive in tight areas, which is actually a good thing for safety. Now let's talk about the part that sounds impressive but needs real-world validation, the AI object detection. Greenworks claims it can detect and avoid over 200 types of objects automatically. That includes pets, people, toys, and random yard items. So when we place something in its path, like a ball, it slowed down, identified the object, and rerouted. And as for pets, it detected them from a good distance, and it's like around 15 feet away. That was impressive, and in most cases it works well. It does not rush into obstacles, it reacts early. Smaller or low-profile objects can still get very close before the mower reacts, and sometimes it chooses a wider detour than needed instead of hugging the edge. So our advice would be simple. Keep your lawn reasonably clean before a scheduled mow. Think of this as assistance, not full awareness. Now this is where it either proves itself or falls short. The C20 uses a mulching system, which means it cuts small amounts and leaves them behind as fine clippings. Over time, this actually improves lawn health. Cutting height is adjustable from about 0.75 inches to 3.5 inches, and you control that electronically through the app. And this is one of the more practical features. You can change the height without touching the mower physically. In terms of cut quality, it is consistent. You get even trimming across most of the lawn. Edges are handled better than expected, though not perfect. You may still need a quick trim along walls or tight corners. Now, slopes. It can handle up to a 45% grade, and during testing it climbs without slipping, thanks to those larger wheels. It feels stable, not stressed. One thing you notice immediately is how quiet this mower is. Around 55 to 58 decibels. So you can run this early morning or late evening without it becoming a disturbance. And this changes how you think about lawn care. It becomes something that happens in the background, not a task you plan your day around. Battery life sits around 2.4 hours. And once it gets low, it returns to the dock automatically using that QR-guided system. And this autonomous charging behavior is quite reliable. It finds the dock, aligns itself, and starts charging without much confusion. Now let's move into the app, because this is where you interact with it daily. The AiMowbot Smart app gives you full control. You can see your lawn map, current mowing status, battery level, and even the path it is taking. Scheduling is flexible. You can set recurring times, choose zones, and adjust behavior. There is also manual control, which lets you drive it like a remote device. This helps during setup or when you want to reposition it. Besides that, you also get real-time alerts, fault notifications, and firmware updates directly in the app. So you are always aware of what the mower is doing, even when you are not outside. The mower comes with IPX6 water resistance, and it even has a built-in weather awareness feature. It tracks conditions and avoids mowing in poor weather. Now in practice, it does continue mowing on damp grass if scheduled, so you may still want to adjust schedules manually depending on your lawn condition. The outer shell has UV protection, which helps with long-term outdoor exposure, and overall it feels like something built to stay outside without constant worry. Also, it comes with up to a 3-year warranty, which adds a bit more confidence if you are planning to use it long-term. So where does the Greenworks AiMowbot C20 land for us? It feels like a smart, practical tool that actually reduces your workload over time. Not instantly, not perfectly, but gradually. You set it up, you learn its behavior, and then it starts working with you instead of against you. And that is really the key here. This is not a replacement for awareness. It is more like a reliable helper that takes care of the repetitive part of lawn care. If your yard is within that half-acre range and you want a cleaner, more automated routine, this makes sense. So in simple terms, it is not trying to impress you in one day. It is trying to fit into your routine and stay there quietly. And honestly, that is what makes it interesting. That was all. Thanks for watching. If you found it helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more videos. And don't forget to share your experience in the comments.